I did everything you're not supposed to do in the film industry when I created my film debut, Social Suicide. I used copyrighted music, I used brands and logos, and I filmed it in a completely unconventional way that have made a lot of people mad at me. Some might even say I've already blacklisted myself from the film industry, and I just started. And here's why I did it. It all started when I watched Ruben Schmidt come across my For You page on YouTube. He decided that he was going to travel to all 7 continents on Earth with no money. And he did it. And the biggest takeaway he had in his entire series was that we as a people put limits on ourselves when we perceive things that we want to do, and we just come up with excuses of why we can't do it right now. Or why we can't do it until this thing happens, or why we can't do it until this thing happens, or why we can't do it until everything is lined up. Spoiler alert, everything is not always going to line up perfectly how you want it. Even how I made this series didn't line up perfectly how I wanted. I was very inspired by this series of him traveling around the world with no money because he had the ambition to do it, and he had the spirit to do it, and he did do it. He defied the laws of societal perception and did something that everyone told him he was crazy to do. And that really inspired me. At the end of the day, it made me think about what I wanted to take the leap on in my life and what I wanted to do. And I really wanted to have my film debut. So I spent 3 months in pre-production for Social Suicide, which is my film debut. And I decided that I was going to follow in Ruben's footsteps, and I am going to create my film debut. I'm going to create a television series on YouTube with no money. And I'm going to create it with everything that I already have. I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to buy a 4K film camera. I'm not going to go out and I'm not going to buy or rent a new microphone. I'm not going to go out and buy anything, because the whole entire point is that you can create art with what you have on hand. You can create art with just an idea. It doesn't have to be Netflix grade quality. It doesn't have to be filmed on some elaborate camera. It doesn't have to even look or sound good for it to be great art. The most important thing is that you did it, is that you took the steps to start the project and did it till completion. And that is the point that I am trying to make with my film debut. I don't care if you don't like it. I don't care if the acting is bad, or if the sound is bad, or if the cinematography is poor quality. In the end, I made this series because I want people to know that you can also make art. You can also make great film with the camera that everybody has available to them in their pockets. Even if it's an iPhone, even if it's an Android, you can still create film with what you have on you. You don't have to wait to have loads of money. You don't have to wait until you are able to rent an expensive camera. You don't have to wait until the perfect conditions to start, because there'll never be a perfect time to start until now. I am so passionate about this topic, and I have generated discourse over it, and I have even been bullied by some grown men over it. And you know what? That's fine. Because at the end of the day, I started a project that I'm very passionate about. And so what if it looks and sounds bad? I am proud of it. I'm proud of the work that I was able to put into it. Even if the show itself doesn't mean anything to anyone, I hope that at least one person can take this message and take the leap in something they want to do in their own lives. With that being said, the pilot episode of Social Suicide is now out. We do have a Patreon page. If this story and message inspires you, you can support us for free just by looking at the page, or you can donate to support the artists involved. Even if I have blacklisted myself in the film industry as I've started, I'm proud of what I've done, and I hope someone like me can take the leap and start something they want to do in their lives. Thank you.